The gentleman from Maryland, Democratic Congressman, House Armed Services Committee member Anthony Brown joining us. Now, start where Ellison left off there real quick. Do Democrats have a vested interest in drawing this out as long as they can until Nancy Pelosi becomes Speaker?
No, look, it's really less about what the Democrats have in terms of vested interest. The American people have an interest.
Oh, come on! This is Washington. You guys, everybody's trying to get what they want. Politically, what's better for you?
Yeah, look, politically is opening up government. Quite frankly, I mean, Democrats and Republicans in the Senate, without a recorded vote, because that was the extent of the bipartisan agreement, passed a bill that kept government open until February. February is much better. We should not be resolving these disputes in the middle of the holiday. So, look, it's in everybody's interest. Pass a continuing resolution to February, and let's take a border wall debate, which I oppose, the border wall, but take it up in the context of full, comprehensive immigration reform.
Well, that has been tried many times without success, as we know, but you don't have exactly a long drive to go home, but it doesn't seem like you have much faith this is going to get done before Christmas.
No, I don't think this is going to happen before Christmas, and I hope it gets done before the New Year, but that seems less and less likely based on Mulvaney's comments.
Conceivably, it could be Nancy Pelosi who does most of the negotiating. All right, we'll start now with the Jim Mattis news. You're on Armed Services. When Mattis originally resigned, you said his resignation letter was extremely troubling. You also said we should all be worried now, and now that now is upon us on January 1st, what should we be worried about?
Look, I mean, Mattis agreed to stay on until February, and he was going to represent the United States at a conference, going to help the president sort of, deliver his budget request, set up for the Defense Authorization Act, and now the president, fires him.
But doesn't the president have the right to say, I want somebody who is not A, not a lame duck, and B, not somebody who resigned in protest? If your chief of staff resigned in protest and said, I don't like what the congressman's doing, and I'll stay on until the end of February, you probably wouldn't then say to the chief of staff, can't wait to have you till February. You might say,
first of all, I have a great chief of staff, and if my chief of staff, just like Secretary Mattis, has the faith and confidence of the men and women in uniform, he's demonstrated time and again, even when he's disagreed with the president, he would serve the American people and the president faithfully. That's the type of person you can keep on until February, because right now
so if
you can keep him
by the virtue of the fact that Mattis quit, he then should be protected from employment until the date he gives?
No.
What if he said, I want to leave next June? Does the president have to keep him around till next June?
No. Look, the president has a right to do what he did, but let me just say a few things. One, you've got an acting attorney general. You have a Homeland Security cabinet secretary that doesn't have the confidence of the president. And now
how do you know that? He could fire he can fire Nielsen whenever
the comments that he has said about Secretary Nielsen suggests he has very little confidence in her.
Well,
now he's got an acting...
Hold on, but the president has never shied away from firing people, evidenced today by telling Mattis, thanks, but no thanks, you're out January 1st. How do you know something we don't about the confidence in Nielsen?
He didn't fire Jeff Sessions, who he had no confidence in whatsoever. He didn't do that until he was safely beyond the November election. So he's got an acting Justice Department attorney general. He's got a Homeland Security secretary that he doesn't have confidence in. And now he's got an acting defense secretary. That is a recipe for disaster, because those are the three key national security cabinet officials.
What is the disaster that it is a recipe for?
Well, the concern I have, and I've met with now acting Secretary Shanahan. He's smart. He's the inside guy, and I even asked him. I said, "What's your relationship between Mattis and you?" He's like, "Mattis is the outside guy. He's got the strategic know-how. He understands the military force, use of military force. He understands military families." Shanahan comes from industry, so he may be good, and what he's focused on is acquisition, technology. They're important, but my concern is he doesn't have the strategic overview that he needs to advise the president.
By definition, who's ever acting by law can't then be nominated to be the secretary. So it would lead one to believe that the president's going to look outside of Shanahan for that. So is your problems with the interim?
And my problem, and everyone's problem should be with the interim, because we didn't see the precipitous withdrawal from Syria, the potential withdrawal from Afghanistan. I mean, it's likely to happen.
The president campaigned on.
Right, but what could happen is the unknowns on the global stage, and you have in place an acting defense secretary. The time between now and February, I thought, was pretty big of Secretary Mattis to give the president an opportunity to find a suitable replacement.
Well, no one has ever questioned, I'll use your word, the bigness or gentlemanliness or service of the Secretary. Wish him well come January 1st. Congressman, good to see you. Thanks so much. Merry Christmas.
Leland. Yep, Merry Christmas to you.